Huh? Ah! Do you hear me? Am I here? Do I exist? I see that it is, like, moving now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I did a Windows update earlier before I started, but I'm quite sure that I saw that it is moving. And I hate when Windows updates shouldn't mess around with OBS. I have the feeling that shouldn't be a thing. No. Hi Carol, hi Hogness, hi. I also will have to look up why the music in the start is not playing for me and apparently quiet for you. Maybe I should write this down, I will forget it. Where's my pen? Pen? Pen. My pen is gone. Pen? Pen. Okay. Paper. Music start. And most likely also the end music. And in OBS. Okay. Well. Okay. Hi, welcome in. Wait, where were we? Hi, I'm Chaos to the power of 10 and we will play today the rest of Amelie. I will cut it, I guess, together, so that this part will be just at the end of the last part. But for stream people, there was a week between the stories, okay? So a short summon. Well, as far as I know, we are Sophia, and we are the pen pal of Amelie. Amelie lives in a castle? Mansion? A big house. A big house. With Lilica. We learned that apparently Amelie and Lilica are out of a time long ago. The house has running water, and that was already something really special to Amelie. Like a luxury not everybody has. She also talks about, like, not able to go to school, instead having to marry whom her father will pick out, and so on, you know? So, fully other, different time. Really different times. Yeah, Sophia, as a modern woman, I guess, is telling her, oh no, you can just go out, you can come to my house, we can live together. That would be chill. And Lilica, we learned, is not really a friend, but a mate back from the time where all this started. And apparently, Amelie's family lived in a time where also the plague were going around. And her mother killed her husband with a knife in the kitchen. Or in the eating room, I guess? Tea room. There we go. Dragged with Lilica, that seems to be Amelie's mother's lover, up into the main bedroom, laid him into the bed. Then there was magic happening with Amelie's mother killing Lilica, so that Lilica gets immortal and can save Amelie from the plague. and every harm there could be out there. So Lilica then later woke up again. Amelie's mother was gone. I don't know where. Amelie cannot really remember things really well because time loops and time just being frozen inside of this house, even though the world outside moves on. And Lilica is a little bit yandere. So, since we are playing today the rest of Lilica's story, we are the yandere. Lilica is fully against Sophia being there because she could bring in the plague and takes Amelie away from her. But we will read the whole story. Today we will read from begin to end one time, and the other side then we will skip what we already know and make other decisions. I also, while I was waiting for stream to start, I was looking at this, and here it says yours, Sophia. They are pen pals. And yours, Sophia, is normally written at the end of a letter. That's something that I just noticed. It's a neat detail. Let's start. Thank you. Rain. The rain never seems to cease at this time of the year. Why are you looking at your parents right at the beginning of a stream? Stop it. It pours from the sky in its unending grief, as if longing for something unseen. Oh, also warning about like death, murder, creepy stuff, you know, magic. What else? Not really gore. We don't see really a lot of things, but you know, mentioning of, yeah. Thunder roared in the distance, enough so to make the young woman flinch, but not enough to make her waver. The woman sat beside a man with an imposing brow and a large beard, Amelie's father. The man wheezed and coughed, but kept hold of the newspaper in his hand. The front page reads the following. We are at our friend's house again. He says hello. Hi, hi. Hi, hi, friend that I still don't know the name of. Do you have a Twitch name? Maybe. Don't say the real name, please. The Great Plague of London. 7,000 deceased. The man frowned at the words. Amelie's mom. And dead. How utterly preposterous. What on earth are the physicians doing? The lady next to him coughed into her handkerchief. When she pulled it away from her mouth, it was stained red with blood. Nah, he barely does social media. Facebook is about it for him. I stay away from Facebook as far as possible. Okay. I'm sure they are trying their best, my dear. Their best is going to kill everyone. Forget this rubbish. Amelie is still well and finally of age to marry. We will arrange for a suitor before she becomes sick. If we send her out there, then she will certainly grow sick. She should stay here, locked in her room, until it is safe to leave. No man will want a woman who has spent her only good years locked in her bedroom. Yeah, but a living woman is still better than a dead one. But she will be safe. Oh yeah, also, abuse Warning about abuse, I guess?
Yep. The lady held her cheek, which quickly reddened after the impact. The lord glared at her behind his bushy eyebrows. I like this, the bushy eyebrow. It is so important.
I have Facebook just to keep up with my family. I barely post.
I know I have Facebook somewhere, but only because there is help groups for long COVID in there somewhere. Yeah.
Our friend says you have a very German accent. Yeah, well, I am German, so that's no surprise. I really hope that I am not that bad. When I look at, like, videos of our politicians trying to speak English, I think, God damn, I really hope I don't sound like this. You would do well to remember who she belongs to, who you belong to.
The lady blinked, trying desperately to stop her eyes from welling up. Lilika, please come here. Her voice carried through the otherwise empty home.
It's not bad, it's cute, it's adorable. I think when I hear it with other Germans... no. No. Please not.
Time seems to pause for a few moments before a woman with blonde hair, cascading down her and behind her, entered the room. She wore the dress of a maidservant and a neutral expression that wavered just so after seeing the mark left by the Lord's hand. She stepped forward, crossing the tiled floor with slow steps that seemed to match the pace of the thunder that rose outside. The lady nodded to the maid. The maid nodded back to the lady. The moon reflected from the metal object in the maid's hand as she swung it down into the Lord's throat. Oh yeah, it was the throat, not the bag. I think Hogness has an accent, but others don't think so. His mom said his accent has gotten less since we started dating, and he speaks English a lot more. I can imagine it, that by hearing and speaking with other English speakers that it would get different. Not necessarily better, but different. But that never helped. Me at least. Stab him. He let out a gargled scream. Blood spluttered out from his mouth, and he tried to speak, tried to yell, but it was too late. He fell forward onto the floor, and the tiles darkened into a crimson red. He squirmed and crawled, searching for something that no one would ever know, before he fell, still only a few minutes later. The lady stared at the scene. Her heart raced and a laugh escaped her lips. I mean, if you want to murder your husband, this would be the perfect time, wouldn't it? The world is like on the brink of collapsing because of the plague. Who cares about one more dead person? I got him saying y'all. He'll be a southern yet. I don't know. Every time I say it, I feel weird. I know Sparks writes it a lot. And every time I try to say it, I'm like, Yeah, just say he died of the plague. He probably already, yeah, he for sure had it. He was coughing, she is spitting blood. They are doomed anyway. How the child haven't gotten that yet is surprising. Finally. You will never hurt Amelie. I hope you rot in hell. The maid ripped the knife against a small white hand towel. The stains would never be fully removed. My lady, I will deal with the body. I will help you. He is too much for you to carry alone. But my lady, you are sick, and I will get no better sitting here. The two grabbed him by an arm each and dragged him towards the stairwell, leaving a trail of blood in their wake. My stepmom is from Pennsylvania, and she says, "Yarns? What is yarns? You? Alls? Y'all is you all. So, yarns? You and..." I don't know. NS? Huh. No other word passed from their lips as they executed their task. They reached the end of the hall and began the ascent to the first floor. The Lord's head hit against each step with a soft thunk. Thunk, thunk, thunk. The house was silent in all other regards. Where are all the other workers? Are they already dead? Two doors sat next to each other. Both were shut tight. As the two women reached the top of the stairwell, the maid pushed open the door to the master bedroom and entered. It's another way to say y'all. People also say yins. Yins. We say jinx to say, do you know? I believe it was for like if you are doing a prank and you jinx somebody, I believe. If I could remember correctly. Why yinks? The Y is from you. And the inks? Where's this coming from? And what is the NS? Normally it is like two words put together. Jinx, yeah. E. The room was spacious and clean, with fresh bedding left by the maid just the same morning. Such a waste. On the wall above the bed, a newly painted family picture. The two struggled and finally lifted the man into the bed. His face was stuck in a terrified expression and his clothes were ruined. Because that's something we need to care about right now. Also, this looks more like a seat and not like a bed. You cannot go into this bed from the sides. What is this? Jinx is in America is like bad luck, or something you say when you and another person say something at the same time. Wait, let me just in case Google. But I'm quite sure jinx was something we say in Germany when we tricked someone. Aha, jinx is apparently a word to describe bad luck. Pech. I guess that's why we use it. You know, if you are pranking someone and they fall for it, it's kind of like bad luck. Yuns just reminds me of how orcs speak in Warhammer. I know before English was a thing in all-day German, talking, I can remember that we would, if two people say the same thing at the same time, we would say verhext. So it is basically like jinx. And if we want them to buy us chips and cola, we would say chips, cola, verhext. We also have privat verhext. And that means private hexed, I guess. Because we also had the rule that if you jinx or, if you say something together and the one say it first, the other one is not allowed to talk until the person who, until your name was said again. And if you are privately bewitched, then it means the person who bewitched you had to say your name. So that's why I'm not sure if the jinxing was about pranking or was it about saying the same thing. Because for me it's like, why would you say jinx if we have a fully German version of this? Yeah, that's how jinx works. Yeah, but if it did how was it translated into German? Did it come over as the same or did it change into the prank thing? I also can remember that there was a time where they just would scream pranked, But I guess it's the generation after me, not my generation, so I don't need to know that. You will protect Amelie, right? Back to this kind of magic, okay? I will do anything you desire. Then let us begin. So, okay, this was the part where I was confused. Lightning struck somewhere in the distance, lighting up the otherwise darkened room and showing many things that should have been left unseen. The maid removed her shoes and crawled into the sheets beside the corpse, because we went into that room and we were bound to the bed by magic, not by ropes, okay? Magic. And next to us were two skeletons. And we thought it is the husband and the wife, so the parents. But they describe it that the maid go into the bed. And that was what we couldn't really understand. Hi, Luna. Hi. Hognus, do your job, please. The maid removed her shoes and crawled into the inn, while the lady dipped her fingers into the Lord's wound and drew a line of blood around the bed. The lady does the line. Thank you, Hognus. Hi, Luna. Guys, please visit Luna. Thank you. Done, did it. Good job. She spoke softly to no one in particular, chanting words that should never be chanted. When she was done, she stepped over the threshold and approached the maid. Never let anyone hurt her. Protect her no matter what. I will, my lady. Thank you, Lilica. You will never truly understand how much your action means to me. The lady leaned forward and left a soft kiss against the maid's lips. It was brief and gentle, and something the two had wished to share for longer than either would admit. As the lady pulled away, the maid drew her knife, still smudged with blood, and brought it to her veins. To her own veins. Okay. Goodbye, Lilica. Goodbye, my lady. So the lady lived up to the end of this. Then there is a time gap, and after that we don't know what happened to the lady. The maid bled out slowly, painfully slowly. The lady gasped for air and clawed at her neck. Oh. Oh. Huh? The thing is, this looks like it happens right after another, correct? But we also had a vision as Sophie, where the lady hang around in the tea room and begged her to come over to the news, you know? So maybe this is not, because we are talking about a knife before, but this could also be the news, right? The lady gasps for air and clawed at her neck where the noose would be. Huh. Everything in the manor became still. But then where is her body? Oh wait, the body then... We found the body. But how did it got there? Everything apart from a young lady named Amelie, who sat in her bed upright, feeling a deep dread in the pit of her stomach, and another young lady named Lilica, who stood over two corpses lying beside each other in bed. The maid and the husband? And Lilica is now in a new demon form? I guess. It's really confusing. The young lady named Lilica stared at the maid in the bed. Yeah, the maid is still in the bed. Her own face. Her own blood seeping through the bed. And yet here she stood. She looked at herself in the mirror and saw a different person entirely. She was no longer the maid. She was Lilica. Her voice was softer, her hair longer. It worked. When she turned back towards the bed, Lilica froze. Both of the bodies were gone, and in their place 2 skeletons. How long has it been? She walked towards the door and found it locked. Digging through the tattered clothes of the long-dead maid, she retrieved the key and opened it. The door beside the master bedroom sat ajar, just enough for Lilica to peer in. Amelie sat on the end of the bed, staring at herself in a small handheld mirror while brushing her hair. She hummed a quiet tune, but froze as her eyes met Lilica's. So, there must be a time gap between that, or the bodies magically turned into skeletons. So maybe they did that, Lilica didn't appear, and the mother thought, okay, our ceremony here didn't work, so she went downstairs, did what she did, and then if there is a time skip in this, I wonder if Amelie was in her room the whole time, just lost. You know how you sometimes can sit around and don't have any feeling of time? Did she just sit around the whole time? And then Amelie will find the body downstairs and put it where we found it, maybe? Huh. I am Lilika. Lilika, but your mother told me that you had a maid named Lilika. What a coincidence. What are you doing here? How long has your mother been gone? My mother? I saw her. She frowned and clutched her head as if she couldn't quite remember. I saw her just this morning? I see. Your parents have left to be cured of the plague. They have asked me to stay here with you until they can return. Really? A cure truly exists? That's right. So until then, how about we be friends? Emily's face lit up and their eternal friendship began. We have dinner. What do you have for dinner? Let me know, please. How many years had passed since that day? Neither could tell. Time seemed to stand still within that manor, out in a field in the middle of nowhere. And that's the way Lilika wished it to stay. Lilika, a letter has arrived. What? Huh? Her blood ran cold as Emily stared at the envelope in her hands. When was the last time we had a letter? How exciting. Perhaps it's Mother, writing that she will return soon. Perhaps so. Oh? It seems to be addressed to someone else entirely. Perhaps it was brought here by mistake. Then we had best send it back. Give it to me and I will have it returned. A pea couldn't hurt, don't you think? Lilika watched as the first crack formed in her fragile world. I will dispose of it immediately. Give it to me. But it was too late. The letter inside had already been let loose, and Emily's eyes had already taken in the words left for someone else. Sophia! Lilika, I think I will write back. I will let her know that I received the letter by mistake. That isn't needed. Please. I wonder how are they sending the letters? She is not allowed to leave the house. Lilika wouldn't let her. So how did she got the letter out into a box? Just one letter? Thank you, Lilika. How many letters had arrived at their doors since then? How many times had Emily spoken excitedly about Sophia to her? Sophia. It's always Sophia. Sophia is a crack in this fragile reality. Sophia. I have to get rid of Sophia. Too many times one name. Too many times. Lilika? Lilika's eyes opened with a jolt. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. What did you say? Sophia says she's coming to visit. Another crack formed from the last. It sprawled across reality, threatening to shatter at any moment. Amelie, I don't think that's a good idea. The plague. Harkness got a ham and cheese calzone, I got a kebab calzone, and our friend got a breakfast pizza with bacon, egg, and onion. Bacon, egg, and onion. I don't think that we have that. I am quite sure that we don't have something called a breakfast pizza. We have egg, I believe. Do we have egg on pizza? We have onion, we have bacon. Do we have egg? I cannot remember. I don't think so. But I love calzone. She says that it's safe enough to travel now in her letter. Perhaps Mother and Father will return soon too. Lilika forced a smile. But we don't need anyone else here, we have each other. Of course, you are my dear friend, Lilika, but Sophia and I have been writing to each other for She shook her head, as if chasing off the beginnings of a headache. For a long time anyway. I'm excited to finally meet her. Won't you be excited with me too? We can all be friends. Right. Friends. I'm sure we will all be the best of friends. For an amount of time that neither Lilica or Amelie could truly comprehend, the house was suddenly buzzing with life. Amelie's footsteps were light, and her days filled with excitement as she awaited the arrival of Sophia. And finally, to Lilica's dismay, the day came. The pendulum clock on the wall swung back and forth, ticking down the time. Lilica stared at it, wishing that it would slow down even further. 10 minutes, then 20, then an hour, passed as the two stood by the door, waiting for a knock. She seems to be late. Perhaps she is not coming after all, Amelie. There's no need to make such a sullen face. Mayhaps this is for the best. She wrote that she would be here, so I shall wait. With her face hidden from Amelie, Lilica scrawled. Do you truly believe it's safe to have visitors during the outbreak? Lilica, I believe we have been isolated long enough, and Sophia has written that it is safe. I trust her words. She would not endanger us. And if your pen pal turns out to be a robber in disguise, what then? Amelie smiled to Lilica's dismay. She has a way with words that only a woman could have. Meh. A lady robber then. Nonsense. By the way, Lilica, have you seen my letters? I can't say that I have. That's a lie. We know about the room. The room is all the letters. Jesus. A knock sounded at the door, instantly halting the conversation. Amelie rose from her place and took a steady step forward before Lilica raised a hand to her. Allow me. Allow me to see if she should truly be allowed entry. The door groaned as it slowly swung open and revealed the young woman who knocked at the door. She was drenched from head to toe. Lilica stared at her. Light hair and eyes. She looked almost like a kitten. Instantly, Lilica's dislike for the woman grew. Too cute. Too evil. Lilica stepped to the side just in time for Sophia to bounce through the door and wrap her arms around Amelie. Oh yeah, Sophia cannot see Lilica. Her blood boiled. She watched as the clothes she had carefully handmade became drenched by someone unworthy, someone that didn't deserve to even look at Amelie. Amelie! Sophia! Amelie's arms wrapped around Sophia in return, and Lilica turned away. My, you are completely drenched. Did you forget your umbrella, perchance? Or perhaps her umbrella got carried away by the wind. With a cool anger written over her features, Lilica shut the door. Huh? I didn't even think to bring an umbrella. The forecast said sunny all day. My fault for believing it, I guess. I can't believe you're truly here. Me either. About time, right? You are just as pretty as I know you would be. And you too, but what are you wearing? Ha! Seeing your house, I feel like I should have dressed up a little more. No, perhaps it is I that is overdressed. Lilica stood to the side, her arms crossed lightly over her chest, her long hair reached down nearly to the wooden floor. Pardon my manners, my dear friend Lilica is here too. I believe I wrote about her in the past. I remember I have kept all of your letters safe, don't worry. As you should. Oh yeah, wait. She cannot see Lilica, but what Lilica says comes out of Amelie's mouth. It's like, for Sophia, it looks like Amelie is talking to herself. Amelie side-eyed Lilica upon hearing her tone, but Lilica simply looked away. Ha, sorry, but is there any chance you have a towel? Of course, my apologies. I would usually have someone here to attend to us, but everyone been sent home. Only the 3 of us remain. Let me fetch you a towel. Amelie disappeared down the hallway, leaving Lilica alone with Sophia. This really is a manner. When she told me about her house, I almost didn't believe it. Has no one told you it is rude to poke around someone else's house? Sophia walked straight past Lilica without even a notion of responding. Hello? You can't see me. Sophia ran her fingers along the edge of the tabletop before reaching to pick up a book that rests there. Don't let her touch it. Don't let her touch anything. She'll break it all. Oh, and there is a gap here that really makes me stumble. She will undo everything. She wants to hurt Amelie. She can't find out the truth. The window shook loudly in the wind. With a flick of her small wrist, Lilica allowed the door to fly open, causing Sophia to whip around in surprise. It's so windy. Lilica locked in on the object that Sophia had been reaching for. She rushed forward and took hold of it, then quickly hid it behind a cabinet as Sophia reached to close the door. Amelie? Sophia spun around but looked straight through Lilica. Sophia? Oh, Amelie. Please use this. Thanks, I will bring an umbrella next time, I promise. Lilica watched as Sophia dried herself with a towel. Our towel. It's not for her. There can't be a next time. Then, if you are now dried off, would you care for a tour of the house before afternoon tea? That sounds great. Hydration. Oh. On your right is a pantry, and down that hall is a boiler room, but you shouldn't have any need for those spaces. Sophia and Amelie walked side by side, close enough that their shoulders almost touched. Lilica stared at the place where they almost connected, seething with a quiet rage. These are all guest bedrooms. I have prepared this one for your use. If you find anything not to your standards, you can let myself or Lilica know. Amelie, I have a feeling your standards are much higher than mine. I have never even been in a house that looks like this. No? Is your house not similar? Well, it's a lot smaller. There's no shame in that. You own your own property, yes? Yeah, I recently bought it. With your husband? What? No, of course not. I'm not married. Shut up. Your father allowed you to buy property on your own? Ha! Amelie, you speak just like how you write. I'm so surprised. Your voice disgusts me. And you speak quite casually. People usually say that about me. Being here around you makes me want to be more formal. What need is there of formality between friends? That's such a high-class sentence. That's true too. Your words are poisoning, Amelie. This is the morning room, and next door the dining room. We'll be having afternoon tea in the sitting room here. So many rooms. Upstairs is my bedroom and the master bedroom. I must ask that you don't enter the master bedroom, as it belongs to my parents, who are currently away. Of course, I won't go poking around anyway. Lies, you are lying. All this walking has made me parched. Shall we take afternoon tea now? Sure, that sounds good. Why don't you have a seat while Lilica and I prepare our food? Oh, I can come help. Nonsense, you are my guest. It would be remiss of me to allow you to lift a finger. If you insist, but I'm happy to help any time. Thank you. I will be back soon. Please rest. Amelie? Yes? It's nothing. Take your time. Sophia slipped through a doorway and disappeared. Amelie smiled widely while Lilica just stared ahead blankly. Isn't this lovely, Lilica, to have a new face in the house? It feels like forever. Yes, how lovely. I'm glad you are having fun at the very least. Are you not? Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah. What did we do last time? This is, you can click further and do not click sever her fate. Or we can click the sever her fate and then something else will happen. I believe we didn't click it. When I remember, if I remember correctly, there we go. So it would make sense now to make the next. We didn't click on, yeah, okay. Then, good. Then we click it now. And we'll get another ending. Because we had already have an ending from Lilica where we didn't click anything. So, at the end, Sophia ran away. I believe. She still would send letters. Oh yeah. Sophia ran away. Amelie saw that we shoot her away. And Amelie was, of course, not happy about it and didn't want to talk to us anymore. So we made her forget about Sophie and what happened. And Sophie still would send letters. But we as Lilica would interfere and just burn the letters. Yeah, that was that ending. Okay. Let's say sever her fate. Whatever that means. I'm always having fun when we are together, Amelie. Ah, I see. Are you jealous? Very not, my dear friend. Of course our friendship means just as much to me. I value you greatly. Just as much? Indeed. Come along, Lilica. Let us prepare tea. Amelie, I have something to say to you. Oh, also, I can remember that after Amelie saw Lilica chasing Sophia away, that Lilica went into her secret room and the skeleton of Amelie's mother was in the closet. Lilica would take it out and talk to the skeleton. Like, what should we do? Can we not make her forget? You know, something like that. She put it away back into the closet and then something happens that Amelie fully forget about all of it. Yeah. I wonder how the skeleton ended up in the closet. Amelie, I have something to say to you. You are my very best friend, did you know that? I feel the same towards you, Lilica. And as such, I feel the need to be truthful with you. You appreciate the truth, don't you? Of course, I trust your judgment very much. Is something the matter? Oh, I can only lie. Why give me the choice if you cannot say the truth? Your mother contacted me. She believes they will be able to return shortly. Sure. Oh, Lilica, this is wonderful news. Indeed, she was very excited for me to pass on her message to you, but... Keep lying? Well, she wasn't pleased to hear that you had someone visit without her permission. Oh, I thought she would be delighted that I had invited a friend. Your entire existence is a lie. Of course, I pleaded with her that Sophia has a dear friend, but she wouldn't listen. I see. Bad-mouthing your love? Really? That's low. Did she say when she would return? No, but it seems to be soon. Then I will send Sophia away like normal tomorrow. I can't exactly force her out into the storm, can I? Why not? Lilica. Naturally, I'm just teasing. Of course, it wouldn't be right to send her away at a time like this. I'm glad to hear that we have come to an agreement. How pleased I am to know that Mother will return soon. Let's go prepare tea, shall we? Did you finish the baking yesterday? The pastries are ready for serving. Excellent, I will just fetch the tea then. Allow me, a lady of your standing shouldn't be doing such a menial task, should she? Don't be absurd, even Sophia herself seems to be fine in the kitchen. Did you hear how she jumped to help? I should follow in her footsteps. What would your parents think of that? I appreciate the sentiment, but they took with them all of the staff. I have little choice but to prepare my own tea. I see. Then shall I attend to our guest? I wouldn't want her to become lonely. Would you? I will only be a few moments. Of course, anything for you, Amelie. It will be a good chance for you to become friends, too. I'm sure it will be. Yeah, best friends, huh? Lilica's smile at the moment seemed to hide behind it an intent much deeper than Amelie realized. Don't give her a knife. The walls had eyes. Oh yeah. Hi. Wait. I can remember this one. There's my spoon. Eyes that tracked Lilica's every move. They follow her as she made careful, deliberate steps towards the sitting room. They stared, their eyes bulging, judging. They had no mouth in which to scream, but Lilica could still hear their words. We all sacrificed ourselves for you. I'm in bed with my bestie. I'm unsure if you mean your friend or your dog. Hope. Our only hope. I wonder, did they sacrifice all of the stuff? And that's why there are so many eyes? My friend. I'm still eating, they went to cuddle. Don't let Carol out of this. Amelie, protect Amelie. Prove your worth. Prove your love. Amelie. 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 Under her feet, shattered glass pierced through her shoes, cutting her feet. Lyra is here too. Cuddle pile. She could feel the blood ooze out, pooling. It was warm, comforting. She looked up to find where the glass had come from. Then she noticed the cracks once again. Along every wall, every floorboard, even through the air. The world was fragmented. It was already broken. Not beyond repair. It's not, my lady. I will fix this still. You can rest. Please rest. I will take care of everything. Anything and everything for you. She blinked. The world retrieved to the way it should. The glass that lined the floor, gone. The eyes that follow from the walls, gone. And the cracks that had begun to wrap themselves around Lilica's ankle had disappeared too. She stood in front of the sitting room door, which sat slightly ajar. Inside, Lilica could see Sophia staring out of the large window. Her back stayed turned as Lilica entered the room. Of course, it wouldn't have been possible for Sophia to turn and look at her, but Lilica still found herself taking careful, quiet steps. The window shook past the dark, thick curtains. You, who would attempt to defy your fate, why don't we see how long this little game lasts? Why don't we test whose love is stronger? I swear my love is unwavering. My infatuation, my yearning, my desire, you could never even wish to match it. Could you lift it? Lilica pulled out a chair roughly, dragging the legs across the floor. Yet you dare to challenge me. You dare to test my love. Amelie, was that you? Amelie? Sophia took careful steps towards the chair, resting her hand against it. Or Lilica? You are nothing. Sophia sat down in the chair that was offered to her, while Lilica circled around as if a cat after its prey. But her steps paused as she heard something strange. Footsteps from above. The master bedroom? In front of her very eyes, Lilica watched the scene unfold. There it is, a scene that made her blood run cold and her body freeze in place. My lady. The lady of the house stood beside Lilica. Where before the two had stood eye to eye, now the lady stood taller than Lilica by at least a head. My lady, what are you doing here? The lady removed her shoes and stepped onto the table. Did you come to punish me? Are you angry? I promise I will remove the plague that has entered our home. I swear it, upon my undying love. The lady did not respond. Instead, she reached up and took hold of the noose. The rope wrapped around her neck, exactly where the necklace that the maid had gifted the lady should have rested. Where's the necklace? It seems like it's mentioned here on purpose. Join me. Her eyes locked onto Sophia's. Her hand was outstretched, waiting to be taken. Why won't you look at me, my lady? Are you truly so angry enough to despise me? For but a moment, as Sophia's outstretched hand came closer and closer, the lady's eyes turned slowly towards Lilica. They carried with it a message that only Lilica could decipher. Lilica's body shook, it trembled and trembled, until she could bear it no more, and she ran from the room as fast as her legs would carry her. I wonder what does it mean? Is the lady evil? Or disappointed or something? If the hallway still had eyes, they weren't fast enough to follow Lilica. The floorboards, as if made of quicksand, threatened to suck her up and bury her deep within the house. Her feet felt heavy and leaden. Every step was as painful as a brief glance. She raced through the hall and up a flight of stairs, past the stained glass window, which left a myriad of colors over the carpeted steps, and past the door that led to the master bedroom and Amelie's room. Closer and closer, until she arrived at a bookcase. She pushed it to the side and entered the hidden room. The room behind the bookcase was small, and not a single window faced outwards. Thus the room was near pitch black. This sound always reminds me of, do you know carpet cutter knives? That is like one long blade that you can like crank out and crank back in, and that sound always reminds me of it.
and I do like that sound. Each wall was plastered with handwritten letters. Handwritten letters clearly for Lilica alone. Her eyes, frantic, finally started to calm as she took in the words. Her words, words left to her, for her, only for her. Lilica's eyes settled on a particular letter. Okay. Dear Amelie, dear Lilica, how wonderful to hear that you are doing well. I've been very busy this week, but most of it is boring, so I won't bog you down with the details. But do you know what happened just yesterday? Of course you don't, you weren't there. I was walking home when I found an abandoned kitten. Someone left it in a box on the side of the road. How could anyone do that? Anyway, I took her home. I named her Amy Lily, after you. It's a little embarrassing writing it out like that. I hope you don't mind. Yours? Sophia is scratched out and Marian is written down. Dear Lilica, I've spent the past week studying. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. But everyone needs a break, you know? On my desk I have a little cactus in a pot. To be honest, a cactus wasn't my first choice, but I have killed every other plant I have ever owned. Anyway, it bloomed. There's one beautiful flower coming out of it. I couldn't be happier. So that makes studying easier. I think your environment makes a big difference. How about you? Do you have any plans? I'm looking forward to hearing about it next time. Yours? Marian. Dear Lilica, today was tough. I tried my hardest, but I still failed. Don't you think life is unfair sometimes? I wish trying hard enough was all it took to succeed. Sorry, I'm ringing, aren't I? Isn't it whining? Sorry, I'm whining, aren't I? I came out of my interview as it was raining. I thought just my luck, but something interesting happened. A rainbow in the distance peeked out from behind the grey clouds. It reminded me of you, and then I felt a little better. I hope we can meet soon. Yours, Sophia. Marian. She ripped the letter from the wall and clutched it to her chest, collapsing to her knees. She couldn't hate me. She couldn't. She adores me like I adore her. She entrusted her everything to me. Everything. Her everything. Amelie. The letter dropped from her fingers that were neither cold nor warm. You want me to get rid of that disease, don't you? You won't accept me until I protect Amelie. Is that right, my lady? I would do anything you ask, so if that's all I have to do... Oh. Then I will do it. I will keep Amelie safe. Forever. Lilica stood from the ground and dusted off her skirt. Her face, that had previously contorted in distress, had finally calmed, and a smile gentle crept onto her face. Gently. I love you, my lady, and for you I love Amelie too. I should light the sconcer too. Where did I put those matches? Hi. Right here. Ah! You gave me a fright, Lilica. Where have you been? Preparing the guest room for your dear friend, of course. How kind. Sophia's just preparing for a bath at the present. I'm going to retrieve a towel for her from the linen closet. Amelie, I think it best you send her home post-haste. What? Why would I do that? For all you know, she brings with her the plague. Sophia says it is now safe to travel.
You say Mother is returning soon. It should be perfectly fine, don't you think? And what if she lies? She wouldn't do that. Sophia's a kind and good-natured person. She would not bring any danger to us. Did you know that Sophia attends a local university? And she lives by herself with no husband. She says that if I wanted, I could also study. Study? Study. She wants to leave? Leave the house. No, she can't leave. She can't go anywhere. She belongs here. She was entrusted to me. The lady of the house should not study, Amelie. You must stay inside the house and await your parents. But I'm sure Mother would want the best for me. Perhaps while I await her, I could go to inspect Sophia's school. Amelie, you must stay inside and await your parents' return. But don't you trust me? Have I ever tried to lead you astray? No, Lilika. I was just thinking that perhaps it truly is beginning to be safe. Look, I have brought today's newspaper. Do you see the title? The plague runs rampant. Put any notion of leaving or studying away from now, yes? As soon as it is truly safe to do so, then we shall, and you will be reunited with your family. For now, it is just you and me. Thanks, Lilika. I'm glad you are here. As am I. Ah, the towel. Let me retrieve it. Go ahead. Alone, Lilika stared at the bathroom door, which was shut tight. Behind it, she could hear the water running. She could picture Sophia's body slowly shedding its layers of clothes before she stepped into the hot water. That image was enough to force her hand. The running water sloshed into the steel linen wooden tub. A state-of-the-art system. No one else in the country owned anything like it. Maybe back in the days, but how many years ago was that? How long had it been? Sophia leaned over the sink, her bone-white knuckles grasping either side of it. Her back was turned to Lilika. If she wanted, she could stab her in the back and be over with it. No. I need to keep Amelie's trust. She needs to leave or go somewhere she will never be found. Or do it herself. Sophia lifted her face to the mirror, then froze. Her eyes bored into it, as if she was seeing something she shouldn't. Lilika stared back, unmoving. Leave. Leave already? One step at a time, maintaining eye contact through the mirror, Lilika crept closer, and closer, until the two were nearly touching. Why do you want to take Amelie away? Can't you see that she loves me? Me, not you. Your words are poisoning this household. If you don't leave, I will kill you. I will have no choice. I will just kill you. Who are you? Sophia whipped around, but her eyes didn't focus on any spot in particular. To her, Lilika was gone. Ha! Ah. Lilika walked towards an open cabinet and pulled something out. What is that something? The metal of the razor glinted. Lilika raised it up and she moved to stand over the bath. With ease, the metal cut into her arm. Drops of blood fell into the water, leaving tiny splashes where they connected. Blood still runs in my veins after all. Sophia rushed past Lilika, desperate to turn off the overflowing water before she froze once again. The water was a deep, dark red. Her slender fingers dipped into the liquid as if she were entranced. One layer at a time, she stripped bare, her expression hollow and lifeless. Chaos, we are very full and we are laying down. There we go. Okay. Lay down. Have fun. Lilika watched as her naked body stepped into the crimson water. Why not just end it here? You are scared, aren't you? Just sink down. Accept your fate. Accept it. Oh! We didn't get a picture last time. Is that one of the ends? You can hear me now, can't you? What is this? What do you have in your hand there? And where's your other hand? Why not just end it? You're scared. You're so terrified. You just came here to see your friend, and look at what happened to you. Amelie. Yes, Amelie. Amelie, where did you go? Ooh, I saw that image on the Steam page. I'm confused about this image. What is this? What is she holding? It looks kinda like a see-through piece of, soap. Where are you, Amelie? I want to see you. Shut up. You don't deserve to speak her name. You don't deserve to be in her presence. Why don't you just give up? Just sink deeper into the abyss. Isn't it inviting? Sink. Right, I should. Isn't the water so warm and inviting? That's right, just sink down into it. Then you will finally be able to rest. Amelie, you... So close. It's a razor blade? Nah, that didn't look like a razor. Well, maybe razor blades looked different back in the days. A knock came from the door. Lilika's widened eyes went from the door to the young woman in the bath, then back again. Excuse me, I'm coming in. Lilika ducked behind the folding screen just in time to hear the door open. Lilika cut herself with it. Yeah, that was described, but the picture just didn't look like anything that I could decipher as a razor blade. Sophia? I knocked but didn't hear a reply. I have bought you a towel. Ah! She didn't wait any longer. As Amelie stepped into the room to set down the towel, Lilika quietly dashed out into the hall. Before Lilika had a chance to even catch her breath, the bathroom door opened once again, and Amelie stepped out with flushed cheeks. Did you tell her that she must depart? No, Is something the matter? Are you feeling unwell? Your face is bright red. Sophia will stay until she decides to leave. No, she must leave now, tonight. No longer. As you wish. I'm sorry, Lilika, but I believe it is only fair after she traveled so far and she is my friend. That woman, that siren. Look what she does to our Amelie. I will finish preparing the guest room. Let me come help, Sophia. When you are done in there, you can come to your room. From the other side of the door, Sophia's voice came in return. Okay, thanks, Amelie. The guest bedroom was freshly cleaned, with new linen on the bed and a lit lantern beside it. Fortunately, Lilika had prepared the room well in advance. You did a good job of preparing the room so far. Thank you, Lilika. Anything for you. I was thinking tomorrow, if the rain was cleared up, we could open the greenhouse again and have morning tea there. It's been so long since we last used it. By now, a dozen cracks stemmed from a dozen other cracks, filling the entirety of Lilika's world. At any moment, even a breeze could make everything collapse. Didn't we already speak of this? You cannot leave the house. But surely the greenhouse would be safe. No one else uses it, and it is only a few steps from the back door. It is unsafe, you know this. What's gotten into you? Is it because of your friend? I just thought it would be nice to at least sit in the sun. Then you may sit by the window in the dining hall. Is it really so unsafe that even taking a foot outdoor would be dangerous? Yes. Sophia, I see you are done with the bath. Lilica crossed her arms over the chest, anger already rising in her chest. Were you talking about the greenhouse? Yes, did you see it when you arrived? I did, but it looked as if the plants inside had died. Oh, that's impossible. It's barely been any time at all since the gardeners left. I'm sure the plants inside are more sturdy than that. Well, even if they have died, maybe we could go in and replant some things tomorrow. How wonderful. Have you not heard a word I said? It is unsafe to do so. Oh, don't be such a spoil sport. I think it would be perfectly fine. Well, it's getting late now, so I will leave you to retire. If you need anything, my room is just upstairs on the left. Good night, Sophia. Poison dripped from her voice as Lilica left the guest room behind. The house had a heart, and that heart was beating to the same rhythm as Lilica's. It was frenzied, on the verge of losing control. It echoed through her head, through the hall, through every corner of the building. Like Morse code, it was as if the house itself was telling her to do something. Get rid of her. Cut out the disease. Protect Amelie. She bit her thumb, pacing back and forth. Amelie will be upset, but Amelie doesn't need anyone else. She has me. She won't be upset for long, and she will forget. That's right, she will forget. Her breath hitched in her throat. But what do I do? What do I do? She just won't die. My lady, what am I supposed to do? At the moment, Lilica put her ears to Amelie's door, listening intently. How about coming away with me for a while? Away? Outside of the house? What about the sickness? Away? Outside of the house? It's okay now. You will be okay. You could come stay at my house. I could show you around my school. You don't have to go through an arranged marriage if you don't want to. Lilica's hands balled into a fist at her side. You would do that for me? You are my dearest friend, and I actually... You think you can take her away from me? Lilica's balled fists slammed against the door. Each one set a pain shooting up her arm all the way to her shoulder. Inside, the voices went quiet. Destroy her fate. Destroy it. She doesn't belong to you. Lilica? Finally, Lilica snapped out of her daze. At some point, Amelie had left the guest bedroom and was standing a short distance away from her, looking worried. Instantly, she took a deep breath and composed herself. But her heart still beat as loud as a drum, and the cracks that seemed to be centered around Amelie were still spreading at an increasing rate. It is late. You should retire to your bedroom. Yes, I shall. It's nice having someone else around, isn't it? I feel as if the manor is coming back to life. For Amelie, it's the opposite. I hope we see Mother and Father soon. Lilica. Not Amelie. There we go. I'm sure we will. Shall I see you to bed? Yes, please. The hallway was darkened, with only a few sconces and candles lit along the way, and Lilica relished in it. On a night like this, long ago in the past, she had sealed her fate along with Amelie's. And tonight she would seal the fate of yet another person. I really wonder if this means anything. The two rose up the grand staircase side by side. Moonlight drifted in through the stained glass window. This seemed to be the only place free from those cracks. If she squinted, she could almost see it, almost hear it. That head hitting each step with a loud thunk. Those eyes would never open again, to look upon a woman with scorn. That hand would never be raised to leave a mark on pristine skin. The sound filled her with joy. And the thought of repeating that fateful night left her footsteps light with excitement. Lilica, may I ask you a question? Certainly. Have you ever heard of a woman loving another woman as a woman would love a man? Oh. Was that also new? I have the feeling that was new. Hi, Night Plum. Hi, Plum. Hi. Welcome in. Yeah. Hogness, can you do a shout out, please? I didn't know that Night Plum is a streamer. Hope y'all doing well today. Hey y'all. There is a y'all again. You are Southern, huh? First of all, I have a mod now, so I can just say, do a shout out. I guess we are doing good. Carol, Hogness, and a friend are cuddling, apparently. Listening to the story. I had a nap today, so that was nice. And we had, we talked about the y'all earlier in the stream. So that's why I'm reacting to it that way. Come from southern roots. We learned y'all, then there are other ones. Wait, I need to go up to remember. Where is it? I cannot find it. We just talked about it. Jans and Jinx. Yeah, we talked about these ones. But y'all is the easiest one for me, at least. Yeah, yoins is another good one. Oh, but we haven't had it with the E. We had the E gone, and then instead the little line on top of the word, to indicate that something is shortened. Yons. E. But how is you? Youins. I wonder I still don't understand what it is a short form for. But yes, Yoins. How is you, Night Plum? Hi. Where did you hear about such a thing? Now, in particular, it was just a thought that came into my mind. I think you're overtired because of all the excitement, Amelie. I think it's best you get some rest. Yes, all right. Good night, Lilica. Lilica, who was seated on the edge of Amelie's bed, stood with unsteady feet. It's like y'all, but for more people, where it's too few for all y'all. Wait, okay. It's like y'all, but for more people. But it is too few for all y'all. I saw all y'all
at least once in Discord by Conan, I believe. And I was confused by 2 times all. And it was described for me as y'all could mean all people you know, where all y'all means really everybody. Like, even if you think you are not talked to, you are talked to. That's how it was described. But I'm doing pretty good. That's nice. Then get comfy. And hopefully we will understand the story. Yeah. Standing in the doorway, she looked back at Amelie. Good night, Amelie. Sleep well. Tomorrow everything will be better. Lelica stepped out of the bedroom, shutting the door softly behind her. The hall was still dark, with only a few candles to light her descent. It was quiet. Everything was asleep. The eyes that followed Lelica wherever she went were closed. Oh, even the ghost and the eyes in the walls are asleep. How nice. The voices that crept up from between the floorboards were silent. Somehow that only made Lelica more uncomfortable. Unfortunately, I can only stay for a short bit. Gotta be getting back to work in a few. Oh, is good. Real life responsibilities go for a fake streamer, I guess. But not have fun, but don't be too stressed off work afterwards, I hope. But that didn't matter, not now. She knew where she was going and what she must do. She inched closer and closer to that door, the door that held behind it a sickness named Sophia. Please be aware of murder, I guess. It was closed tight. Lelica raised her hand, almost as if to knock, but instead pushed it open and entered. Just as the hallway was dark, so was the guest bedroom. The lantern had been blown out only a short while ago. No sound came from the bed. All was still. Lelica crept closer, closer and closer, until she stood over the bed like a shadow. The woman underneath her kept her eyes shut tight. Her face was calm and serene. Lelica couldn't help but smile at her hands as her hands wrapped around her fragile, pale neck. Her fingers stuck into Sophia's flesh, so soft and easily bruised. Still, she didn't even shift. For some reason, that made Lelica even more furious. But as the young woman named Sophia lay as still as a statue, her mind wandered back to another that had once done the same in this very house. Huh? Who? A young woman who had left Amelie in Lelica's care, who had only wanted the best for her daughter, had only wanted for her to be happy. Amelie's mother, the lady, strangled someone? The problem is she will leave. That's the problem, isn't it, my lady? The cold fingers slowly unwound from Sophia's throat. Said she will leave and take Amelie away. But if she stays, then won't Amelie be happy? She will be so happy. Always. Forever. And then, maybe, you can. Lelica withdrew from the room in a rush, her feet carrying her faster than they ever had before. Through the hall, up the stairs, and into Amelie's bedroom once again. Huh? The bed was warm and inviting. Lelica enveloped herself in that heat, wrapping her arms around Amelie tightly. Lelica? Do you want Sophia to stay here forever? What? She will leave if we don't do anything about it. She will leave and you will never hear from her again. I would be so confused about the shift of tone. Like, the whole evening, it is like, can we leave? Can she leave? Can she leave? Can she leave? And then suddenly we jump, or she jumps us and says, do you want her to stay forever? That would be a red light, like an alarm, a loud alarm sound. That's not true, Lilica. She wouldn't just do that. My dear Amelie, I spoke to her just a moment ago. She was already packing up her bags. At that, Amelie rubbed at her eyes and sat up. It can't be true. Go check for yourself. Amelie, not wasting even a single moment, walked towards her door and peered down. From here the moon was shining in through the stained glass just right, illuminating the hallway below. In the distance a shadow could be seen moving. Lilica smiled. See? Lilica picked up a toy doll that still sat on Amelie's bed, a relic from the past. Its straw-colored hair almost seemed to stand on end. Don't you want to keep her here? Don't you want her to be like this doll? Keep her here? Right. Your own special doll who will never leave you. Don't worry, I will make it happen, just for you. I will make sure you are happy forever. Go down the hall to my room behind the bookcase. Wait for me. Emily's eyes had glazed over as if she wasn't truly there. She stood from the bed and picked up a small black case that rested on her nightstand before leaving the room. Why is she taking the small black case? It wasn't long afterwards that Lilica followed in her footsteps, just in time to see Sophia ascending the staircase. She walked straight past Lilica, who was smiling happily, and approached Amelie's door. As she knocked, the door fell open with a groan. Amelie, are you in here? Amelie's waiting for you. For somewhere hidden in the darkness, a fragile melody filled the air. Almost instantly, Sophia turned towards the sound and began to follow. Lilica sped up enough to walk beside her. Isn't this great? You like Amelie, don't you? Don't you want to make her happy? She would be ecstatic for you to stay forever. So why don't we help her to be happy forever? She offered no answer. They entered the room together. In the center of the room, surrounded by candles, Amelie sat, her skirt fanned out around her. Spread out over the floor were piles of letters. Upon close inspection, each was filled with words that had been crossed out and signed with "Your Marion." I am a bit confused. When we played Amelie, Sophia just disappeared for Amelie. You know, her room was in disarray, everything was strewn about, and Sophie just disappeared. And Lilica would console her. In Sophie's two endings, she has two. One time, I believe she ended up between the bodies of the maid and the lord and got stuck there. I believe Lilica was sitting kind of on top of her, just pushing her down, I guess. Strangling her, I guess. And the other one was that Sophie would end up in this room because she follows the music. But in the sitting area was the corpse of the mother. And the letters was screwed about. So I'm not really sure, but I'm quite,
I might remember it wrong, but I believe this scene was in Sophie's endings too, but not with Amelie around. Amelie? Amelie, are you awake? Oh, no, not true. Was it? No, it was Amelie. Amelie was sitting there. But Amelie was like, she was not fully there. Okay, so this ending is the same ending as in Sophie 2. Okay. Her eyes were shut tight, yet her hands moved enough to play the sorrowful tune. Please listen to me, Amelie. Like, Lilika is... She isn't... I'm not what? You're going to leave her, aren't you? Lilika shut the door, dragging the heavy lock across. In response, Sophia rushed backwards and tried the handle to no avail. Amelie's eyes finally opened. In place of her usual golden eyes was a glare of deep red. It comes back to me. This is the same ending. Amelie, snap out of it. Please, snap out of it. You want to take her away. Amelie, please. One at a time, Lilika blew out the candles on the floor. The room was plunged into darkness. Amelie fell forward, her body exhausted. It's nice to meet you, Sophia. I'm sure we are going to have a fun time living together. Since you will be staying with us after all, right? Lilika, could you pass the sugar? Of course, Amelie. With a smile, Lilika pushed the sugar across the table towards Amelie. She picked up the teaspoon and dropped a single cup of sugar into her tea. Would you like one, Lilika? No, thank you. Just being around you makes my tea sweet enough. And you, Sophia? You are awfully quiet today. I will just give you one. Next to Amelie sat Sophia, perfect and pristine, to Amelie's eye at least. Oh, to Amelie's eyes at least. But Lilika saw the truth. Her flesh convulsed and pulsated, and her eyes bulged from what was once her head. The shape of Sophia was gone, and in its place was a mound of a person who used to be. Lilika smiled. You know, she likes sugar in her tea. There's no need to ask. You're right. I'm so happy. Sophia, Lilika, you are both so important to me. Thank you for being by my side. Anytime, isn't that right, Sophia? The three of us, we are one big happy family, forever. From now on, it's just the three of us. Oh, that's ending 3 out of... Wait, what is ending 2? We had ending 1 and we had ending 3. What is ending 2? What could be ending 2? Oh, maybe we can ignore everything, but then sever her fate anyway. Yeah, let's try that. Begin. For this time, I will skip until the next decision, because we have the full story now out of her vision. But we will see still the differences. Whee! Yep. That's also partly why it is a lot. Okay, we will not sever her fate. I believe at the end there were 2 decisions that we could make. Nope. I don't wanna. Whee! Pout. Home. Oh yeah, the eyes. I believe this eye and this eye are the same. Could it be? This is just turned around. This one and this one too. And yes, I'm clicking by hand because even though the skip button is there, I don't know, it feels like cheating. Either cheating or it is too fast as skip, you know, me. Whee. Oh, that sound. Oh, that is one. Wait. I'm thinking about doing ASMR streams, and I think like, what kind of sounds could I give? You know? One is bugs. My mealworms. They make a lot of sound. You wouldn't imagine how much mealworms make sound. And this just reminds me I could do the cutter sounds. This like yeah. Do I have to read all of them? Just in case, I will all, yeah. This must be expensive. You creepy. Too much. My poor finger. Whee. This? What is that? What does that mean? Let's save. Oh, we saved once. Same space. Okay. Return. Deny her fate or allow her fate? What does that mean? What did we do last time? Deny? She doesn't belong to you. Lilika? Okay, that was the short version. Okay, this we can skip again. Oh, I cannot skip this one. Lilika steeled her resolves and stepped out of the bedroom. If we cannot skip it, that means this needs to be new. But nothing happened. It's a short version, okay. She first went back to the guest room and put her ear to the door. No sounds could be heard from behind it. Oh! Hello, shadow person. Then she noticed something. Someone else walking down the hallway unsteadily. Lilika followed closely behind. Through the darkness, the other person was only a shadow, their features obscured and hidden. The sound of her light steps on the old wooden floorboards mixed in with the rain that was still raging just outside those walls. The kitchen was by the stairwell. Oh yeah, Sophia wanted to get water at some point. That's right, by the stairwell. But you aren't going to the kitchen, are you? Hand-painted portraits were lined up in rows on either side of the hall. It seems as if their eyes moved to follow Lilika's every move. Sophia stared up at the grand staircase. Oh, this is the first ending of Sophia. The one I just told you about with the bed and the maid and the husband. She seemed as if she were entranced with each and every step. They are waiting for you. Those two people, they are calling for you. Go on, go to them. Sophia's unsteady hand reached for the banister. Her ascent was slow and careful, her eyes fixed on that door. That special door. That room where the maid had met her end and her most hated person rested beside her. That room where she had made a promise to the person she loved. Lilica needed only to reach into the kitchen to procure the item that was waiting for her. Had been waiting for her all this time, since Sophia had arrived. A knife with dark aged stains over the blade and hilt. Didn't I say at the beginning of the stream, don't give the Yandere a knife? This game doesn't listen to me. Long had it sat there, festering, waiting. Desperate for more blood. Like a hunter stalking her prey, Lilica followed behind Sophia, the knife gripped tightly in her hand. The two stood side by side, staring at the door to the master bedroom. It was shut tight, as it had been for countless years. Sophia trembled. With a smile, Lilica reached over to give her arm a squeeze. Go on. You want to know the truth, don't you? You can hear their voices. I will allow you this much. With a careful motion, Sophia pushed the door open. All at once, countless memories came flooding back, of love, hope, of the future, and of death. Sophia disappeared into the dark room, the only light being a candle she carried in her hand. A family of mice ran out from the room and down the stairs. The taste of freedom was oh so sweet for them. More quiet than the mice that had escaped, Lilica followed Sophia into the room. Wax dripped from the burning candle onto the wooden floor. She trembled as she reached a shaky hand to the bed. And at the same moment, Lilica swung the door closed behind them and the room plunged into darkness. But that darkness didn't matter to Lilica. Not to she, who knew this room like the back of her hand. Amelie? Is that you? Amelie isn't here to save you. Sophia's eyes searched the room to no avail. I'm sorry I came in here. After you asked me not to. I'll just go now, okay? The pale-haired woman fell back onto the bed before she had a moment to react. The yellowed bones of the lord of the manor and the maid rattled underneath her, flesh long deteriorated. Lilica smiled. Yeah, that picture again. How long it had been since I last saw myself truly. What? Aha! I cannot scream. It's too late. It looks like we are finally meeting, Sophia. With a leg on either side of her, Lilica held Sophia down to the bed, still smiling. She tried to squirm, to escape, to run free. Her eyes were filled with terror. You won't take her away from me? Sophia's scream became a muffled cry before finally extinguishing fully. Finally. My lady, did you see? Are you watching? I have saved her. I have saved Amelie. Only when Lilica tried to stand did she notice it. An aged bone poking out from her stomach. Huh? Dark liquid dripped out from around it. With a slight frown, Lilica pulled it free. Ugh. It's okay. It'll be okay. Lilica closed her eyes. I'm just a little tired. I will just sleep for a bit. Her eyes grew heavy. So heavy. So heavy that the only option would be to sleep at this very moment. How could you do this? Oh wait, who is this? I see eyes over here, and then here's hair. Is this Lilica? I believe Lilica has a big red ribbon, correct? Lilica, why? Huh? Wait, if this is not Lilica, who is this? Why? Why would you hurt Amelie like that? Why did you kill Amelie? What? Ah! Her eyes opened with a start, her heart racing faster than it had ever raced before. The room seems to be spinning, and her head throbbing. Then she saw it. Lying on the bed between the two skeletons was the body of a young woman. A young woman with long brown hair. Wait, when did that happen? Her dress was stained red. There are two Lilicas? Amelie. No, not that. That's not. Who did this? Who? Sophia? Amelie, wake up. Wake. She blinked, and the young woman below her disappeared. In her place, Sophia appeared. Huh? The room was still dark. Not even a drop of sunlight peeked through the covered windows. What a cruel trick of the eye. Huh? She stepped out from the master bedroom just as Amelie did the same right next door. Good morning, Lilica. I was just on my way to see if Sophia was awake yet. Amelie? Sophia disappeared during the night. I believe she went to the same place your parents went. You believe? I'm quite sure you know. What? That cannot be right. Don't run, Amelie. Amelie dashed down the hall and knocked quickly on the door to the guest bedroom, which fell open with no resistance. Inside, the bedding was disheveled and her luggage was strewn about. You see, that is the ending that we also get with Amelie. Amelie only has one ending, and this is the ending that Amelie gets. This is, I believe, the first ending of Sophia. She has two overall, and I believe this one is the first one. So these two are fitting together, and this is now the side of Lilica. This is not true. She wouldn't just leave without saying goodbye. But last time we were questioning, why is her stuff strewn about? Dear me, I'm sorry, I told you it was a bad idea for anyone to visit, didn't I? Oh, Lilica, this isn't fair. I thought she said she would. There, come here. Lilica wrapped her thin arms around the young woman, gently patting her on the back. See, you shouldn't depend on anyone else. I'm here. I won't ever leave you. Amelie clutched at her back, tears already falling from her eyes. We will be together forever. What the heck happens? Amelie froze in Lilica's arms. This didn't happen. Amelie froze in Lilica's arms before pulling back completely. What happened to your face? My face? Oh, yeah. When people lose their faces, something is off. Lilica's hands went to her face instantly. Is something wrong? Amelie's expression had darkened, her mouth shut firmly in a line. My face? Pulling a small mirror from her pocket, Lilica finally saw it. A black void of nothingness where her face should have been. She turned and ran, down the hall and up the stairs before Lilica could even call out after her. The void seemed to seep out from her very skin, oozing, leaking out from the wound at her stomach. That disease-ridden hag. Amelie, wait, it's okay. Everything will be okay. Lilica's hand that reached out towards Amelie fell to her side. At the top of the staircase, in this manner, in the middle of a field, far out in the countryside, Amelie stood in an open doorway. A doorway that hadn't been opened to her in more years than she could truly imagine. And inside she witnessed a sigh she never should have. Her eyes hollow and her body petrified. Sophia. Amelie, this isn't... Stay away from me. Her long brown hair cascaded out around her as Amelie rushed into her bedroom, slamming the door behind her. Lilica rushed up the staircase, banging her fists against the locked door. Amelie, this is all a misunderstanding. Sure. She wanted to hurt you. I have saved you. She fell to her knees, her fists still pounding on the wooden door. A muffled sob came from within, then silence. The void surrounded Lilica, flowing from her wound and wrapping itself around her body. She curled into a ball. The sound of one with a void all-consuming. It leaks from every corner. These sentences, I don't know if you can see it. It is when you play the game and you get an achievement. It's what the achievement says. The sound of a chair hitting the ground inside the bedroom was the last sound Lilica heard before her eyes closed and she became one with the void. One with the void. Wait, is there no good ending? Is this really okay? No. What about the future? Should you try again? Oh, yes. Oh, is it one of those where if you get all the endings, you get the real ending? The room was dark. Amelie had long gone to bed, leaving Sophia alone in her room. She ducked her head under the cover and pulled out her phone. Still dead. Oh, we are Sophia again. Sophia clutched it to her chest. What do I do? What exactly is going on here? Yeah. Sophia's body stiffened up. Her back was to the door. But her mind screamed not to turn around. Footsteps crept closer. Closer and closer until... Stay away from me! Ah! Sophia threw her bedding at the approaching person and jumped to her feet, ready to run. But the person she saw collapse to the ground was not the person she was expecting. Oh my gosh, Amelie, I'm so sorry. Sophia kneeled down, quickly helping the brown-haired girl to her feet. It's quite all right. I didn't mean to scare you. I apologize. No, it's my fault. I'm too jumpy. I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. Sophia's arm draped over Amelie's shoulders, and she pulled her in tight. Amelie froze for just a moment before she melted into the embrace. I'm here. But is everything all right? No, I don't think everything is all right. What could be the matter? Amelie, my phone died as soon as my cab approached your house, do you see? She pulled out her phone, showing her the black screen. I believe she doesn't know what a smartphone is. What exactly is that? Yeah. Huh? My mobile. Amelie picked it up curiously, turning it in her hands. You have never seen a phone? What is it used for? For texting, making calls, playing games, those kind of things? Amazing. Amelie? What year is it? What year? Why do you ask? Please. 65. Okay, you were in this house really long. 65, of course. Sophia took a step back from Amelie. What is it? Amelie, This makes no sense. Lilica, this house, you... Huh? Amelie, it's 2021. There we go. 2021. Huh? What? Wait, how old are you? You are 400 years old? What did she say? 60? 60 something. Sophia is going after the older ones. Jesus Christ. What? Sophia, that's preposterous. Oh my god. She fell back onto the bed, her legs not able to hold her up any longer. 65. And she said it is 2021? $65. Wait, is she even 600 years old? No, not... Yes, now I am in 2025. 356, yeah. I was with 56, but somehow I turned it into 2021. Yeah. Damn, you old! Still looking fine though. Oh my god, Amelie, you are not joking. You are really old. Are you feeling unwell? Maybe you need to get some rest after all. Amelie, please listen to me. Out there, the world has changed. We have phones, cars, computers. We don't need a husband. We don't need permission to buy a house. You can go to school, get a job, do whatever you want. Within the law, of course. I know I probably sound crazy to you right now, but please, I'm telling you the truth. You're trying to tell me that nearly 400 years have passed and I have been stuck here? How would that even be possible? I don't know, but Lilith, your friend seems sus. Amelie, how long have we been writing to each other? Well, I don't know. It's been 5 years. I need to find Lilica. She will know what's going on here. No, wait. You can't ask Lilica. Why not? I can't see Lilica, Amelie. I haven't seen her once. But she has been here from the start. I have only seen you in this house, Amelie. Something is going on within this house that has kept you stuck here, and I think she is the one that has done it to you. That can't be true. Then why don't we find out together? How? The master bedroom. Lilica was the one who said you couldn't enter, wasn't she? Please. Sophia reached out her hand carefully. Amelie stared at it, unsure before deciding to take it. I don't understand what's going on, but I trust you. Let's go. The hallway was still dark, with no sign of Lilica anywhere. If she appears, then tell me, okay? Okay. Hand in hand, the two walked quickly through the hall and up the staircase. There they stood in front of the master bedroom, side by side. Their hands were sweaty. No matter what's in here, I'll be by your side, okay? Amelie offered no words, instead just squeezed Sophia's hand gently. And at that, Sophia pushed the door open. Just like the rest of the house, the room was dark and quiet. Only the moon shining in from the dirty window guided the two in. It smells musty, as if they were in a tomb, only just uncovered, not a bedroom. They crept closer and closer to the bed. It was surrounded completely by the canopy, keeping whatever was inside hidden. With a shaky hand, Sophia reached towards the light velvet. At once the truth came into view. Amelie gasped and almost fell to her knees, but Sophia's hand kept her steady. "I'm sorry, Amelie. But they left. They left only a few weeks ago." Okay, I guess she thinks it is her mom and her father laying there, as we thought at the beginning, too. It looks like they have been gone for a very long time. Amelie, I know this is hard to believe. I find it just as hard to believe as you do. Please, we have to leave this house, now, before Lilika finds us. She knew. I think that you have been bound to this house by her. We need to find a way to leave. Okay. Out the window, I guess. That's the easiest way. The two only got halfway down the stairs when Amelie grounded to a halt. Sophia turned to look at her, her eyes wide in surprise, only to see that Amelie's expression was one of immense fear. "Hi, Lilika." "Lilika, what are you two doing out of bed?" "Lilika, So you went in there?" She nodded upstairs. "You lied to me, only to keep you happy. Happiness with lies as their foundation isn't true happiness. And why not? We have been perfectly happy here, for longer than you have even existed. And you come along and... okay, I was confused. For longer than you have even existed, and you come along and... I'm sorry, Amelie, I'm so sorry." Lilika burst into tears, ripping at her eyes with her sleeve in a desperate attempt to stop them from overflowing. "Lilika, wait, Amelie, don't..." Amelie took a step towards Lilika as if to comfort her. "Please don't leave, Amelie. Can't we stay here together?" "Amelie, she's lying to you. She wants to keep you trapped here. Please." But... Please. "Amelie." Sophia pulled on Amelie's arm, forcing her to turn to face her. Amelie's eyes were filled with confusion. "I know you two have been together for a long time. I know I can't compete with that, but I want to give you the life you deserve. You deserve to be free, to live, to experience everything you have missed out on. Not to be stuck in time here forever. And the truth is, Aw. Whatever words were coming next were lost before they were even spoken as Sophia leaned forward and placed a gentle kiss against Amelie's lips. The cries from below extinguished in an instant as Lilika watched on in horror. But just for a moment, the rest of the world melted away and all that existed were the two of them. Amelie and Sophia. Amelie closed her eyes. The sensation was new and foreign, yet not unwanted. Butterflies were let loose in both of their stomachs. Where they connected, heat spread throughout their bodies. And then Sophia pulled away. "The truth is, Amelie, I have liked you for a very long time. And even if you don't like me back, I want to help you. I want to help you live again." "Amelie, don't listen to her." "Okay." A decisive smile came to Sophia's lips. She had no time to dwell on the sudden kiss nor her confusion that would usually make her feel so nervous she would be sick. All she had time for was to escape. Her eyes went down the hall, where an enraged Lilica stood in their path. The windows were bolted down, unable to be opened. Do we jump through the window? Do we jump through the painted glass? There was nowhere at all to escape. That is, except. Do you trust me? I do. Sophia didn't need any more of a confirmation. With Amelie in hand, she turned, ran, and jumped. Wait, with Amelie in hand? That sounds like Amelie is really small. The cracks! The cracks in the Lilica's world spread everywhere, but the window. By jumping through the window, the two creates the last cracks that are needed to destroy the house. The glass shattered as the two girls hit it hard. They fell surrounded by the shards until They fell, surrounded by the shards, until they hit the ground below. The moon shone from high above, shielded away by the storm that never seemed to end. Amelie, are you okay? Yes, I think so. Sophia rushed to Amelie's side, quickly helping her to sit up. Side by side, they looked up at the remains of the stained glass window. Lilica stood completely still. I can see her. I'm sorry, Lilica, but... Lilica just shook her head. She grasped at her throat with her hand, and her lips moved, but no sound came out. Giving up, she looked back at Amelie, holding eye contact. Her expression wasn't angry anymore. It was just sad. She lifted her hand and waved, a slow and small motion, before she crumbled to dust on the wind. Oh! It stopped? Lilica, it seems it wasn't you bound to this house by her, but the other way around. Wait, it seems it wasn't you bound to this house by her, but the other way around. She was bound to the house by Amelie? Huh, okay. What am I meant to do now? Amelie, you are free. You can do whatever you wish. Well, theoretically, she is a person out of the 1600s in 2021. I guess she doesn't have any papers about her living or she being a citizen of that country. She basically, if the house didn't disappear, she only is a person suddenly appearing in a time that she doesn't live in, and suddenly she has a big house somewhere on the countryside. She cannot do really anything at the moment. She needs all the paperwork first. And she will have a big, how do you call it? She will have problems finding herself in this society since a lot changed. Sophia, exhausted once again, wrapped her arms around Amelie, who returned the gesture almost immediately. There they embraced under the now free moon. In this manner, in the middle of a field far out in the countryside, a curse was broken. A young woman freed. What her future held wasn't certain. After all, the future never is. But she made her decision on that fateful night. To trust in the future, to trust in herself, no matter what. Oh. Eee. Big stretch. Nah, that is not... Nah, that is just water. Is she just holding water up? That would be okay. So, what? Huh? Oh. Oh. Emily, I'm back from my class. Sophia, quick, come here. Is something the matter? No, look. Emily held a phone screen up to Sophia, who just laughed in response. You got a 5-star character in that game you like? Isn't it amazing? All I had to do was insert the number on that card you gave me. The future truly is astounding. We will talk about it later. Oh, what's this? I'm not sure. It was slipped under the door while you were out. A plain white envelope sat on the coffee table. Nothing on it identified who sent it or who it was addressed to. With little concern, Sophia opened it and pulled out a letter. But the words may as well have been a different language, as she could not read them. Future, we are free at last, right? Oh. A question mark behind this all means not yet. Her eyes went straight to the name at the bottom of the page. Yours, Lilica. Lilica is still out there. Wait. Okay, the pictures are still the same. Okay. Huh. So that was Amelie. Wait, how does Lilica still exist? Also, what... If you would put somebody in that situation, Amelie is in, they would for sure be first shocked about all the changes that happened. You would need to get them into that new reality really slowly. Really, really slowly. I also wonder what happened to the manor. Are they selling it? Why not live in it? The papers that say who's the person that belongs to it, like the person who owns it, should be inside the manor, correct? Oh, wait. Would the curse reappear if Amelie goes back into the manor? But, I would argue no, since Lilica turned into dust, but then again, we just got a letter from her, so could still be. Maybe we should stay away from the manor. Maybe we should sell it. I'm guessing that will be a lot of money. And that was it. That was Amelie. I like it. I will look up if the developers of this made other games too, in this kind of style, I guess. Yeah. I have the feeling you all are cuddly and falling asleep, so we will wait out now. Let's see. Waiting. So we have Elle with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We have Lexi with Fall Guys. And we have Rikudo with Resident Evil 2 crowd control. So you can, with bits, I believe, and with the points you have from watching him, you can buy coins. And with these coins, you can then crowd control, for example, more or less monsters, or giving him or taking away a weapon, or I don't know, stuff like that, you know? So, Elle, Final Fantasy VII, Lexi the Lynx with Fall Guys, or Rikudo with Resident Evil. Crowd controlled. Elle? That would be the second time in a row. Not that we haven't done that before. Elle. Follow tradition? Follow tradition? I don't know what is a follow tradition. But sure, Elle. Thank you for the raid message. Hognus, wait. You are not baby mod anymore. Thank you, big mod, I guess. We raid Elle a lot. Yeah, I guess even though Lexi is online, she has a lot of energy. And you guys, after I'm done, are normally more comfy. So Lexi would wake you up again. That makes sense. Kudo with ASMR makes sense to raid, since ASMR is also calming down. But if he plays, he gets jump scares quite easily, so he screams them. Hognus big mod now, no longer baby mod, no. Not a baby anymore. We are on our way home right now. Oh, you were at your friend's house. I thought your friend were at your house. Okay. Drive carefully, please. I do not want to lose any of you. I just got a mod. I don't want them to suddenly disappear. I'm all grown up. And of course you, Carol, too. Please don't leave. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking, and we will see us next time, Monday. So, night night. Bye bye.